So, Lamont, it's been about 1 year since the Panorama started. How do you feel about that?
The what?
The Panini?
What?
The Patricia?
Leah, what?
The Pangea?
Are you trying to say pandemic?
Yeah, the Patagonia.
Leah, pandemic.
Pansexual.
Oh, Lord. Child, you need help. I'm Lamont, and I'm alive and kicking.
And I'm Leah. I'm very sleepy.
And you're tuning into the Lamont and Leah podcast. Okay, we got it.
Are you excited about today?
I am. You
We
know
have a
why I'm
special
excited?
guest. That's why.
We got Keith Snider.
We do.
Keith Snider is a podcast host.
Mm-hmm.
He's a podcast host. He's a podcast host of the Anxiety About Anxiety. I just recently connected with him. He agreed to come on today. I'm so excited. We're going to talk to him today about coping in the pandemic and how to manage our anxiety. It's going to be really awesome. Later, Leah has a game for us. And of course, you want to tune into our live lessons. So let's go ahead and get started today. So Keith, we are so grateful to have you here with us today. Would you please introduce yourself? And is there anything else you would like our viewers or listeners to know about you?
Well, my name is Keith, and I'm the host of the Anxiety About Anxiety podcast, which you can call it a mental health awareness podcast. But pretty much, man, I'm a husband, I'm a father, 4 boys. I'm just a normal guy. Yeah, 4 boys, 17, 15, 10, and 4.
Nice.
So I'm just a normal guy, man. That's just I guess you can call me an advocate for mental health. That's just me.
Well, that's great. I'm in mental health too.
Okay.
I work at a company called South Coast Community Services. I'm a group facilitator. I run groups all day. That's what I do for work.
I am not in the mental health sector. I just got bad mental health.
Yeah, me too.
I'm kidding.
Me too. I definitely got bad mental health. I'm not even gonna lie. But it's getting better though. It's getting better.
Yeah. I think because I do so much mental health, like I definitely apply some of those strategies to my life to help me like cope. So
yeah.
Cool. So have you gotten a chance to check out the Lamont and Leah show on YouTube?
Yeah, I definitely checked it out yesterday. I would say one thing, you guys got great chemistry.
Thank you.
I noticed that. Like I watched both of the videos, and then I even went back, even though she said probably don't go back and watch the old video. but I had to, because I had to know, I just wanted to see for myself. And yeah, you guys got great chemistry. So I like that about you guys. So, and I think it's gonna be a pretty good show, man. So I'm excited to be here. For real.
All right. So. Do you have any, like, so I feel like you've been doing this for a while because I've been checking out your channel, your stuff. Yeah. Do you have any suggestions for Leah and I?
You know what? I think you guys are doing good. The number one thing, like, so like when you're doing a podcast or any type of show with a co-host, I think the number one thing you got to get is chemistry. But I think you guys got that. So to me, I would say just keep doing what you're doing. For real. Like that chemistry goes a long way. And people, the audience gonna feed off that chemistry. You know what I'm saying? So my advice is just keep doing what you're doing. Keep growing. Build your audience. And just keep being you guys. Don't switch up. Keep doing what you guys are doing. It is awesome.
Awesome. Thank you, man. I really appreciate your feedback. Go ahead, Leah.
Thank you very much. That's all I was saying.
No, for sure. It's pretty dope. But yeah, those the earlier ones, I definitely went back and I think I watched like 5 or 6 of them. So I'm sorry.
Oh no,
it's okay. I
They're
had to.
there. It's our history.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, they were pretty dope. I think they were pretty cool.
Did you laugh a lot? Did you have a good
I
time?
did. I did.
Which ones
I
did you
really.
check out? Like which one's most
Oh
memorable?
man, I think. Let me see. Which one was that one? I know it was one talking about you had a date. I forgot what you was going on a date. Oh man.
I forget which one that is too.
With Jessica?
Yeah,
Oh no.
you were
Yeah.
still dating Jessica. Yeah.
Yeah, I watched a couple of those, and then the two recent ones that you guys doing on this show, I watched both of those, and
Awesome.
so like I said, just keep doing what y'all doing, man. Y'all doing a fantastic job.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. All right, so Keith, today we're
Yes.
going to talk about coping in a pandemic and trying to manage our anxiety. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
So in my 33 years of living,
Okay.
I would say that I never was truly educated on what a pandemic was.
Yeah.
I'm sure I had like in my head a general idea,
Mhm.
like it's something bad, like something that we don't
Yep.
want to go through. Like, but like I had no concept of what
Yeah.
it actually was.
Mhm.
So as we're going through this pandemic, I'm adjusting just fine. Like I'm like, oh,
Mhm.
we're at home, I'm fine. Oh, like we have Zoom, we have this, we have like I'm fine, I'm adjusting, I'm doing well. But never have I ever expected to live my life like this.
Me neither.
Had you had any knowledge on what a pandemic is, and did you expect to experience anything like this in your lifetime?
Well, first off, I mean, I had knowledge just honestly, man, through the movies. So many like I think
Right.
it's Contagious or Contingent, whatever it is. You
Yeah.
watch movies like that, and so I mean, I guess you can call it education just through the movie. I knew what a pandemic was,
Mhm.
and like possibly like what it could happen. Like I would think, so in 2009, 2010, you can call it like a pandemic, the H1N1
Mhm.
virus. You remember
Uh-huh.
that?
Yes.
Okay, so that's classified as a pandemic, not on this scale,
Yeah.
but so I had a general, idea of what a pandemic was. I didn't think in my lifetime that we would go through something like this. Like this is like made for TV type
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
So no, I did not see this. It's as crazy as it may sound, I did not see this, but I had a little knowledge just from the movies, what I see. I never researched it myself because I didn't think it would be a problem.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What about you, Leah? Like, did you ever expect to live life like this?
No. I had so much planned.
Oh, me too.
But
Me
no,
too.
I did not expect this, and I mean, on one hand, I'm quite happy that it isn't like most of the movies.
That is true.
Yeah, that is true.
Because actually there is this show called Last Man on Earth that it came out a few years ago, but I just finished it like last week, and they actually creepily predicted a virus going around in 2019, and in 2020 the world was like desolate, everyone was dead, it was just like him and like 5 other people. It is eerie, it is so scary, and I'm like, well, how did you know?
Yeah, I would say to add on to that, there's this movie Stephen King. It's called The Stand, and so I think that's one of my favorite movies of all time. And ironically, it's a pandemic, but this is in that movie the virus is like 99.9% deadly. So but just like watching that movie now, like they remade it, and just watching that movie now, it's like, wow, like it's crazy.
That is crazy. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
Leia, you love TikToks, and I
Mhm.
was watching this one TikTok where this guy he's like, hey, do you guys remember that movie I Am Legend with Will Smith? Great movie. And then he's like, but didn't that movie take place in like 2021? And
Mm.
wasn't it because of a pandemic?
Wow.
And then he just cuts off. I'm just like, oh, that's hilarious.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch that. I'm gonna have to. Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people, when they were making like futuristic stuff, they all chose 2020. I'm not really sure why, but they did. So yeah, I think just a lot of them are all set in that same time period. So it's like,
So
did we jinx ourselves?
Do you think this is the kind of like, what is that word? What's that word?
Positive toxicity.
No, that was our last episode. No.
A planned pandemic.
No. Manifest.
Oh,
manifested it through our
manifested it.
Yeah.
Let's hope not.
Yeah, I'm about to say let's hope not. I don't know, because it's a lot of stuff that we done made movies and talked about that I hope don't come true. So
Yep.
True that.
Yeah, so I don't know if it was manifested. I don't know. Let's hope not.
Not by me anyway.
Me neither.
Right. So Keith, it looks like you've been dealing with anxiety for a long time.
Yeah.
Do you think because of all the knowledge you had, you were prepared for this epidemic?
No. I'm not even gonna lie to you, because I think that the scare factor, what the virus can do to you and what it can do to your family, was the one thing that I don't think nobody can prepare for. I don't care what it is that you were doing, how mentally strong you was, or whatever it may be. When you start hearing like how people were dying and getting sick, I mean, it was scary. So no, I don't think like none of my previous knowledge that I had, before, or anything that I practiced could like prepare me for this. I'm not even gonna lie to you, man. I think just a little short, like my anxiety was getting better, you know what I'm saying, previous to the pandemic. But as the pandemic started to unfold, my anxiety just went through the roof.
Yeah.
And like nothing that any coping skills that I were do, like meditation or deep breathing, man, I can do that stuff for like 20 minutes straight. And all I could think about was the outside world. So no, I wasn't prepared, man. I really wasn't.
All right. Thanks for being honest with us.
Man, that's all I'm gonna be, is honest. That is me. What about yourself though? What about yourself? Was you prepared?
I wasn't prepared, but I don't think like I said, I'm adjusting just fine. I was like, like this is what's going on. Like, okay, like it's fine.
Yeah.
And I've always said, like, I guess, so again, be careful, manifesting. Yeah. I've always said, like, I want to work from home. Like, it would be fun to work from home. Like, it would be so much better. Like, now I've been working from home.
That's what I was complaining about too, right before that. And I was like, well, I guess I got my wish.
I know, right?
Yeah. Wishful thinking right there. Man.
Right?
Wow.
Be careful what you guys put out on the universe.
Yeah, energy. It sends it right back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what is your personal definition of anxiety?
Oh, a personal definition of anxiety? Man, if you ask me this now and then ask me tomorrow, I have 25 different answers. But I would say my personal definition of anxiety is just to put it, simplify it, man, just worrying or overthinking everything. Just to simplify it. That's how I view anxiety. You just you overthink the littlest things. Like you turn the littlest things into like full blown, like, you know what I'm saying, out of this world. It probably won't happen, but in your head, it's gonna happen. So yeah, I just think overthinking and worrying about everything. That's me.
All right. I think that's a very easy and simple definition for us to follow.
Yeah, because I can get into it and then they go over, you know what I'm saying? But I just simplify it, like just worrying about everything, overthinking everything.
All right. So you talked about your experience of experiencing the pandemic and not being ready and not being prepared. How much anxiety do you think went down when the pandemic first started?
Man, I like I said, through the roof. This is my personal experience. So where I worked at, right? When the pandemic first started, right? Did nobody really take it serious?
Yeah.
Me included, because I'm like, okay, it's not even here yet. I'm not worrying about it. But as it started to like ease, like creep in, and then the numbers started going up, like my personal work experience, I can see like me and my fellow workers, I can see our anxiety like starting to go through the roof. And like my wife, she was working in the healthcare field. So it kind of hit close to home. You get what I'm saying? So,
Yes.
I was worried about her going to work and being in those rooms, because that's where she was at. She was in those rooms. So, man, my anxiety went through the roof. My fellow people, my friends, and whoever I was associating with, anxiety went through the roof, because it was the unknown. You didn't know what was going to happen. The numbers was like, you thought if you get it, you possibly could die.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? So just that thought in your head and would drive you crazy, and worrying about your kids and your wife and kids and your family and everything. So it was, man, I get chills thinking about it right now.
Wow. I have to say, like, I was like you. I did not take it seriously, Leah.
No, especially where I live, because I live in Hawaii.
Yeah.
So we kind of like, we're so far disconnected from a lot of stuff that happens on like the mainland, that a lot of times people can get this idea that we're inevitable, we're untouchable, even though we all know that's not like for real, but that's kind of how it was over here for a little bit. And then people started taking it serious, which I'm glad for. But so at first it was just kind of like, oh, that's not going to bother us, we're fine.
Yeah.
I think
we have
something different.
Yeah.
I think my mindset was, this is another scam, this is another thing. Like, because living through like Y2K and nothing happening, bird flu, swine flu, what else, Leah? What else did we live through? Like,
I don't
all
know.
these scare
Economic
stuff.
Yeah.
So much stuff, man. But we ain't really experienced nothing like this, man. Like you think in your head like it'll be here today and gone tomorrow.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. But you didn't. I think it got real for me, and this is gonna sound crazy, but this is how I knew things were real. Like I'm an avid basketball fan. I love the NBA, so I'm watching the game, and literally right before the game was supposed to tip off, they canceled the NBA game, and I'm literally watching this on live TV, and I'm like, okay, this thing is real. The NBA is a business. They're not going to cancel all these games just because. I mean, they shut it down and they canceled the season. And so I'm like, that little thing, I know I probably should have took it serious before that, but that right there just kind of like, poof.
The eye opener. Yeah.
Yes, it was. And like, it was scary, man.
Yeah, I think that was a big eye opener for a lot of people in the United States. I think like all types of sports are super big in the US. Like
definitely.
My father-in-law, he does hockey, and that was like they shut everything down for that too.
Man.
And
it was crazy.
Like he was not happy about that.
But that's when I started taking it serious, man. And like it was, I don't never want to experience that again.
Yes.
That feeling.
Yeah, for sure. Actually, like, so I remember when this first started, and my family got on the group chat, and my girl cousins are just like freaking out, and they're saying, I'm scared, and I don't know what's gonna happen and stuff. And I remember my Thea saying, it's okay, like, we've lived through a pandemic before, this is not new. Where, like, because they I guess they experienced it in their lifetime. Wearing masks is not a new concept.
Man,
we're going to be fine. We're going to make it through this. It's okay for you guys to be scared because it's new, but know that we're going to be okay, and so that's kind of what they told us. And then, again, like, I wasn't that scared. Like I got scared later. Like when they sent me home from work, I was like, holy crap. Like, this
Yeah.
is crazy. Like, things are
Yeah.
actually happening. Up until that point, I wasn't scared.
That lockdown, the lockdown though, the lockdown, man, it will put life into perspective, man. You know, just being behind your four walls and you can only go to work or go to the grocery store or get some
Mm,
food and come back home. Like
mm.
things like that, man. You just like, you can't believe it, man. You thought you would never live in something like that.
Never did I
Yeah.
ever expect to live in something like this.
No, none of us did.
So this pandemic has gone on almost a year now.
Yeah.
What would be your educated guess on the overall anxiety now that people have been living with it? Like,
I think overall, I think we still there's still a I don't know. Obviously, it's still a lot of anxiety out in the world, but I think honestly, I feel like it's kind of just dying down just a little bit.
mm-hmm.
Like I don't want to say it like it's the norm, but
Right.
honestly, man, it is like now for me personally, um, I find myself like forgetting that like I haven't said coronavirus in I don't know how long. You know what I'm saying?
That.
So yeah, I
See, that's
haven't.
another one. Like, that
Yeah,
never affected me.
I ain't said it in a long time. Or like wearing the mask. Like for the first couple months, it's just you're nervous, you're scared, but now it's norm now. You know what I'm saying? So I would say, um, I think it's still it's probably medium. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? It's still some because people want to know when the pandemic is going to be over. You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Right.
So
I
that's what
think
people
I think
fear.
the new anxiety is the vaccines and what's happening to
That's it. That one right there.
people.
That's the new fear. Like, yo, so should I go take this thing or should I not? So you're going back and forth in your head about the quote unquote benefits and then the side effects and then yeah. So it's a whole new level of
Yeah.
anxiety. You're right. You're correct about that.
Mm.
Yeah.
Leigh, did you have something you wanted to add? I feel like a thought's forming there, and I think it's
I'm trying to formulate my sentence.
If y'all hear something in the background, I got my little 4-year-old right here. He's
That's all right.
yeah, it's a part of the podcast.
um, just in terms of anxiety levels, I think it changes depending on where the individual is, like
Yeah,
in
it's
terms
true.
of like in terms
Location.
of well, not even just location, like where they are in life, because some people are way more better off and
Yeah.
they it's not as big of a deal. Like for example, I live with my fiance and his family,
Okay.
and they are very um benefited in having good jobs.
Yes.
So
Okay.
at least here, the anxiety has not been too high. I mean, it's still there. There's still a lot of stuff going on. But in terms of worried if we're going to be losing our house, worried if we're going to have food, worried
Okay.
if we're going to have a job, that's not on any of our minds.
Yeah, that
And
makes sense.
so, in terms of the levels of anxiety there, it's not it's not as high, at least in our house. And
I get
so,
what you're saying.
I
Yeah,
think
that make a whole lot of sense.
yeah, so I think
Yeah.
the each person's individual level of anxiety kind of
mm-hmm.
changes depending on
Their
where
circumstances.
their that's the
Circumstances,
word,
where they at in life.
circumstances.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is totally. I agree with that.
Hmm.
I do.
And then we also live in a state that isn't as bad comparatively. Like we still have our
Comparatively.
issues, but we compared to some other states, our numbers are not as high. So I think that does
Mm,
play a role.
where I live at too, our numbers are starting to dip.
Hmm.
So I think a lot of people and pretty much, man, we're open. Like I'm in Indiana, northern
Okay.
Indiana, and we're pretty much like besides wearing a mask, yo, you can go anywhere now. Like you can go
Okay.
to the restaurant, you can eat in the restaurant, you can go if you like going to the bars, you can go to the bars, the movie theaters open. Like so we're pretty much open and the numbers are starting to I live by Notre Dame. Y'all
Hmm.
know in that
Hmm.
area right there.
Mhm.
So yeah, our numbers starting to dip. So yeah, it's
Okay.
pretty much people is like starting to go back to living their life a little bit.
Yeah, I'm in Cali. The numbers are not the best.
Oh yeah,
I
heard
stay in
about
my house, but
California.
I don't have to go out. I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I do go to the gym and I wipe down my machine before I start. I wipe it down after. I come home, shower, and I work because that's it. Like if I don't have to go anywhere, like no.
Oh wow, for real, man.
Yeah.
Well, I will say this. I will add this, since we're on the whole pandemic thing and like my anxiety levels throughout the pandemic. I would say this. I was very scared during the pandemic, but me and my wife, man, we traveled a lot during 2020, which is ironically kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like we went to Florida, we went to Louisiana, and we rode on we flew on those airplanes. And so I got to experience like the craziness of getting on the airplane and all that security and everything that comes along with it. And like I mean, I was fearful, but at the same time I wanted to kind of start living my life again. So we did that. And so I don't know, man. I'm just trying to make the best of it.
Yeah. I think everyone's just trying to make the best of it right now.
Definitely, yeah.
So Keith, we want to help people out today.
All right, let's do that. All right.
What are some easy, instant coping strategies that people can engage in?
Oh, for me, man, deep breathing. Like, when you get overwhelmed, like say you might be at work or you might be doing a task that's just like, it's mind numbing. Just the easiest thing you can do, man, is I would say first research deep breathing, because there's so many different techniques, and
there are.
So like I can give you like what I do. You know what I'm saying? I'll just close my eyes, inhale, I count backwards, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I exhale. I do that like 3 or 4 times, and it just give me, it calms me down a little bit. It don't completely take it away. So I would say deep breathing. Exercise is a good thing. That takes away some anxiety and things like that. And meditation is a great one. One thing that I found personally for me is like, I like listening to podcasts. I know that's crazy. I don't know if that's a coping skill, but if you can find something that you like, if you're going through a hard time, anxiety, depression, whatever it may be, and you could just find something that just you like listening to that just makes you feel happy, do that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, that's my advice. I know it's probably not the most, professional advice, but for me, that's what works for me. So yeah, deep breathing, exercising, and finding something that you enjoy doing. That's the biggest 3 things.
Cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think for a lot of people, it might be like listening to music, hopefully calming music.
No.
Yeah.
No calming music for you, Leah?
Whatever makes you happy, man.
When
you gotta
I logged
find
in
your
this
truth.
morning, I was listening to metal, and you know that.
Just whatever it may be, man. Whatever makes you feel better.
Yeah.
Do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, let me not say that. But let me not say, but no, yeah, find what makes you feel good, and just try to incorporate it in your life. And just read, if you're going through like any like anxiety, depression, or whatever it may be, like try to research it, like if you're not seeing a therapist or anything like that, I know it costs a lot of money to see therapists, trust me, I know I tried that route and it's very expensive. Yeah. So one thing I do is I just research what I'm going through, and how to cope with it. And I try to incorporate some of that stuff into my life.
Cool. Yeah, I'm going to school to become a therapist.
Right.
So I will be charging people accordingly because I have to pay back my loans.
I'm not mad at you. Get that money, brother. Get that money, brother.
All right, Lamont, what other coping strategies? Because I know you had a few that you wanted to talk about.
I would say writing down your thoughts and your feelings if you're a writer.
Yes.
That is a great, like, easy, quick strategy you can do. Maybe going on a quick walk. I mean, obviously you have to wear your mask. But wear your mask, go on a quick walk, burn off the energy. So that's kind of like exercising, like you were saying.
Yeah. That
Breathing,
negative energy. Yeah.
Breathing is free. We do it all the time. And it helps us really calm ourselves, like the circulation,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he got him. He just
there you go. That's like I said, it's whatever makes you, just calm down, man. Just find your strategy, your truth. Do it, and you'll be okay. You will be. Or you can log on and listen to Anxiety About Anxiety.
There you
go.
go.
That is true.
There's a ton, and I'm not even gonna plug, but man, for real, just
no,
the
please,
podcast,
please
the
plug.
podcast itself, man. For me, so I'll just share a short backstory on why I started the podcast.
Let's do that.
And I'll try to make it short and sweet because I can go on all day about it. But just 2019, I was in the dumps. You know what I mean? My anxiety was through the roof. Life was like not great for me. And so I was scrolling down Facebook. I seen this thing, and I listen to podcasts all the time. So I seen this one app, start a podcast. And so for some odd reason, something said click on it. I clicked on it and I did all the stuff you're supposed to do. And then it said record. And I had no clue what to record. But I just started talking about my feelings and what I was actually going through. I think episode 2 or whatever. I just started talking about what I was going through. And I felt a sense of relief. Like, because you know what I'm saying? I just felt like a lot of pressure was coming off of me by just speaking my mind and my feelings. And so the first 10 or 15 episodes, it was just me. I was just talking about what I was going through. And I got this thought. I actually tried to do what y'all was doing. I was trying to interview people. And I found out that I wasn't too good at interviewing people. Like, I think I had like 4 interviews. I was cutting them off every time they say something, I say something. And I was like, oh, that's not working out for me. So I switched it up and I started having people, instead of doing a one-on-one conventional interview, I would have those folks send me recordings talking about what they've been through in life, how they're feeling, how they're coping with it. And so throughout that process, man, I had therapists on, counselors, authors, so many people. And so many episodes that people can go through, and just like, you can either go through an episode and find somebody you relate to, and you can listen to their story and figure, take some of those tips, or some of the therapist or counselor tips. So much within the Anxiety About Anxiety podcast. And that's my main goal. I can't tell you how to get yourself better because I'm not professional. I don't have that, but within those episodes, you can probably find something that can help you out. There's so many of them.
That is so cool how you're connecting like lots of people together.
I am. That's my goal. It's unconventional. A lot of people, they question me on it. Like, is it really a podcast? I'm like, a podcast is what you make it. You know what I'm saying? It's really no it's a definition, but to me, the norm is interviewing somebody one-on-one or whatever it may be. Like, nah, man, I was just trying to create my own lane and let people share their truth in their own words, in their own environment. So you get that realization. So you get that, you know what I'm saying? You get it. So you get that real raw emotion, what they're going through. So that's what I'm capturing with my podcast.
Cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So I know you're saying I'm not a professional and stuff. However, I kind of wanted to get your thoughts on long-term learning strategies that can help with anxiety.
Long-term? I would probably say long-term, and I'll do it like for like me. Like what I think for me is, once again, just and I got to get into this, coping, exercising, man, like diet, exercising. And I'm not good at it because I eat whatever I want to eat. I gotta get that. I gotta get better at that. And I want to work out. I work out for a day or 3 and then I'm done. But I think those 2 things right there, and besides the deep breathing, all that little stuff. But once you get a healthy body and can help you with a healthy mind.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's all connected.
It's all connected, man. And then, like, I would say it's so many apps out there too, man. Like the Calm app. I think I forgot. I know you have you heard of Calm?
I haven't.
You haven't? Yeah.
Oh, Leah's shaking her head. Yes, I haven't.
Yeah, like apps like
advertising.
Yeah, stuff like that, man. Little things that's gonna help you long term. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just like, for me, like trying to afford a therapist, man, is not in my plans right now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just long term, I'm just trying to just change my diet, and just exercise a little bit more, man. I think that's gonna help me out in life. And sharing my thoughts. Be vulnerable. Open up
Vulnerability
is
is
key.
so healing.
It is key, but you gotta do that throughout your life, man. Don't keep
Yeah.
so much stuff in. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Share it with the most trusted people around you in your
Yes.
life.
People that deserve to hear our
Yes,
stories.
yes, share it, man. And I think long term, man, or that's even short term, but and long term though, because you hold things in, it tends to like fester inside your body, and then when it comes to a boiling point and it explodes, life can get rough.
Yeah.
So just long term, man, just share your thoughts, man. If you're going through something, man, find somebody you can trust and talk it out, and just try to find what's good for you. That's all. I mean, that's the biggest thing I can give out to people. You know what I'm saying? Try to find what makes you feel whole.
Leah, would you say you struggle with anxiety?
Yes. I don't have any type of official like diagnoses or
Okay.
whatever. So I am always really hesitant to say like, yeah, I deal with that because, people get all up in arms about
Yeah.
diagnoses
Yeah.
sometimes. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, that's definitely something.
The
What
stigma
would be
behind it,
some
man.
of your triggers?
Let's see. For me, it would definitely be anything related to my family. There's a lot of things going on at my house back home in California right now, which are constant anxiety issues for me.
Mhm.
And also not work, like as in the work I'm doing, but kind of like in thinking about like what I want to do in the future. Like my next step kind of gives me a little bit of
Yeah.
anxiety.
Yeah.
Um, I think those might be the two biggest ones for me. There's a
Mm.
few other little things that happen here and there, but those ones are definitely like
I can relate. I can relate to that, man.
yeah.
Especially thinking about the future and like what it
Mhm.
is you want to do with your life.
Mhm.
That type of stuff gives me like tons of anxiety because
Yeah.
I don't know what the future holds.
Mhm.
I'm always trying to like predict the future. That's it, predicting the
Mm.
future. Always trying to predict what's going to happen, and if it don't happen, then I'm down in the dumps sometimes. So I
Yeah.
can relate to that though.
For me it's like I know what I want to happen, but like how
Yeah,
do I get over there?
yeah. How do you do it? How do you take those steps to get to that?
Yeah.
Yeah, gives you a lot of anxiety. For me, is in that family, taking care of your family,
Mhm.
bills. I'm just be real with you, finances, stuff. That little stuff is the stuff that just festers.
Yep.
I don't really care what people. I'm to the point in life. I don't really care what people think of me no more.
Mhm.
I used to be like, man, how is people
Yeah.
perceiving me? How people looking at me? Over
Um,
the
would you say you're past your like in your 30s or past your 30s?
I'm 36.
Okay, I feel like that's like the theme of your
Yeah,
30s, where you're like,
I'm 36, man. I actually just got over that though. Honestly, in the last year, just ever since 2019 when I went through, what I went through,
Mhm.
that whole struggle with anxiety, man. I don't really care about what people think about me, because I'm gonna do me.
Yeah.
People is not. I ain't gonna let nobody control who I am and whatever you say about me, man. As long as my wife and kids and my family is okay, and I'm living my truth,
Mhm.
then I ain't got nothing else. That's all I got.
Yeah.
so I think part of our long-term strategies is identifying our triggers and learning how to manage those
Yeah,
triggers.
yeah. What sets you
Um,
off?
yeah.
I see that therapist coming out of you.
I'm trying, dude. Trying
I
to
see it. I
learn.
see it.
I haven't really learned that much about CBT. It's a type of therapy. It's called cognitive behavioral therapy,
Yeah, I
but
did it.
it's really suggested for people who are struggling with anxiety.
Yeah, I did it. I did it for a few weeks. I did it for a few weeks, and I would say my experience was it was cool. I think it really helps you, but you got to really be into it. You know what I'm saying? You got to really, really, really whatever the therapist is telling you, you got to really take it to the heart and really follow those instructions and everything like that, or it won't work out for you. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I did it, I think, for a month, but once again, financially, you know, so I had to try to cope on my own, which I'm doing okay right now.
Right, right. And then what are your guys' daily meditations like, or your daily routines like? For me, I know like so Monday through Thursday, the goal is to wake up, type in my prayer journal. I have a prayer journal I type in, and then go to the gym, shower, and be ready for work. Like that's kind of like the routine that I try to set up for myself. What about you guys? Like, do you find comfort in your routine? Does your
Yes.
routine give you even more anxiety, or?
No, I'm a creature of habit. Like I got, like, for me personally, man, getting up at 5:30 in the morning every single morning. You know, at work, my whole meditation thing is like before I go into work. Like I'll sit in my car. You know, I have to be at work at 7. So I'll get to work. I have to be at work at like it's probably a little OCD up in there too, but I have to be at work at like 6:40 just so I can sit outside, turn my radio down, and just think. You know, decompress, think about everything that went on, and the day before, and just try to meditate and do my breathing exercises and everything. And I think if I break that, I notice that if I don't do that, I feel like my day is like rocky. It's up and down, you know. So I have to get that in, and then pretty much when I get home is when the work really starts. Work is easy when I get home, you know, having a little one that's sitting right here, you know, that keeps me busy.
Daily routine. I don't really have one. I've always struggled with getting a routine. I like I've always wanted to be a person who didn't have a routine because I always want to be so like with the flow of things, but I'm a person who needs a routine.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all do.
So recently it's just been me waking up and then because I've been struggling sleeping for like a month. So when I wake up, it's kind of like I got to wake up and I got to start going because I slept until the very last minute trying to get in as many minutes of sleep as I can because I went to bed at 2 again. So
Yeah.
I think the thing that's really been helping me during this whole thing has been my dog. Actually
Oh, wow.
having to take care of him and having to train him because he's still really young. That's probably the only like really consistent thing over the past
Y'all hear that in
year.
the background? I'm sorry.
It's okay. No
Um,
worries.
yeah, that's only the real consistent thing that's kind of
Yeah.
gets me because I have to get up. I gotta go feed him. I gotta go do this. Gotta go make sure that he knows how to do everything. And if I'm feeling really bad, need to take a break because I work from home, I just go play with him for a few minutes. So that's kind of
Okay,
been
that's
my
awesome. That's awesome.
routine
That is
sort of thing.
awesome. So Keith, you had also mentioned your diet and how important that is to helping some people maintain their anxiety levels.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you are what you eat. And I think if you just try to incorporate like those foods that's healthy for you, you know what I'm saying? You'll do better in life. You know, me personally, having kids and everything like that, I kind of eat what they eat, which, you know, I got to start practicing what I'm preaching. But I definitely think like if you get, you know, that you have a healthy diet and you're exercising, man, things can only go up for you.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's just one extra. I think it's just one extra layer of like taking care of yourself. And when
Yep,
we're
taking
taking
care of
care of
yourself.
ourselves, how
Yep.
much better can we be? You
Yep,
know?
that is key. That is key to the life, man.
Yeah, I think earlier in the pandemic, I was working out consistently, and I
Right?
probably was doing a lot better back then. But then, of course, other stuff happened, and
Yep,
unfortunately, that's the first thing that like fell off my radar, which makes me really upset.
working out. Yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
people's.
I actually enjoy working out. Like it's not like a force of, I force myself to do it. I thoroughly enjoy it. And I'm just gonna plug my YouTube here. I
Do
also
it.
make fitness vlogs. So
That's dope. That's awesome.
yeah, it just makes me really sad that that's the first thing that like got dropped off my list.
For about 99% of people, it got dropped off the list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, also with gyms closing down because
Yes,
of
that was also not very
regulations and stuff,
Mhm.
I was upset because I was doing well before the
Mhm.
pandemic. I was doing so well, and then I had to stop, and then I was just staying
Yeah.
at home and eating all the
Yep.
time.
That is me. That's what happened to me, man.
Yep.
I'm gonna get it together though, I promise you.
Yeah.
I got faith. I got faith.
Yes, I just started getting back into my working out, so hopefully we'll get back to that.
Right. So Keith, my last question is when should someone consider like seeing a doctor, taking medicine for their anxiety?
I would say seeing a doc. I mean, I guess it's just who you are. You know what I'm saying? I would say if you having like any suicidal thoughts, first of all, you
Yes.
should. That's the biggest one to me.
Please seek help.
Seek help. If you feeling like harming yourself, please seek help.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Those two things are really key to me. And then if you just feel like it's just hindering you in life, like you can't grow, you can't go nowhere, you know what I'm saying? Like you're stuck, man, and you just need to get those feelings out. Go seek help. Go talk. It's okay to open up and be vulnerable.
It is.
Also, even if you don't see a therapist or a doctor, talk to somebody.
Yes.
And then like medicine wise, if the medicine is good for you, me personally, I tried medication. It didn't go too right for me, but I'm not against it. If you need it, please, please, anybody listening, take your meds. Talk to somebody. Get
Yes.
help. Don't be scared. Don't the stigma behind seeing therapists and everything like that. Don't believe the hype. Go see a therapist. Seek help.
Yes. They're there to literally
Yes.
help you help
you
yourself.
out. Yes, definitely, definitely. And listen to anxiety about anxiety.
Yes.
And
Like
listen to
we
anxiety
plugging.
about anxiety. Get on medication and listen to anxiety about anxiety.
Yeah. Sorry, you guys.
No,
Right.
it's perfectly fine and acceptable.
Oh
So
my goodness.
is there anything else we should know about like taking care of ourselves, anxiety, coping in this pandemic?
I would just say, man, just around this time, first of all, it ain't even got to even do with mental health, man. Just your loved ones, just be, talk to your loved ones, man. The people that could be a friend, a spouse, or whoever it may be, confide in them, man. Talk to them, see what's on their mind. Check on them, because sometimes we're too busy, like in our own heads, and we're missing out on what another person may be going through. You know what I'm saying? So try to, strengthen your relationships with people. Do research. If you got questions, man, it's free to call. You can, you ain't gotta actually go see the therapist. Sometimes you can just call them. You can just call a facility or whoever they'll give you all the advice and the websites and anything you need to, go, try to get yourself better. So that's what I can say. And also, play with your 4-year-old sometimes, and can help you with your
Play with your
anxiety.
babies.
Yeah, play with your kids. Sorry, guys.
No, it's completely okay.
You want to show your face on camera? Come here. You want to be a
You
star?
want to come on?
You want to be a star? No, he don't want to be a star today.
Okay, not yet.
Heard that.
Not yet.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you, Keith. Thank you for coming on with us today.
No doubt.
Leah, is there anything else you want to say before we wrap up this topic?
No, I think we covered a lot of really good stuff. If anyone else has anything or any questions, go ahead and leave us a comment, send us a message on Facebook or Instagram. Or you can reach out to Keith as well. We'll have all of where you can contact him, where he would like to be contacted, in our description below.
Okay, awesome. But I'll throw it out there. Just so that's anxiety. You like on Facebook, anxiety about anxiety on Facebook, Instagram, and by email is just anxietyabout@gmail.com. Just shoot me a question or whatever it may be. Like I always tell people, I'm not a therapist, but I definitely talk to you and I try to lead you in the right direction.
Sounds great. Sounds great.
Thank you guys for having me on. I really, really appreciate it.
Thank you for being with us today, man.
All right, we're going to take a quick break and then we will be right back. Lamont.
Yes, Leah.
One of the funniest but dumbest things I see on Facebook are those like name generators where you like have a word that is the first letter of like your first name and the month you were born and it makes your whatever name.
Yeah, I use those sometimes on Fun Friday in my secret group.
Yeah, so I found a bunch related to the pandemic since we're talking about that today. And I thought it'd be funny to find out what our names are according to the internet.
Let's do that.
All right, so the first one is by a Twitter user called The Year of Ellen Gale. And it says, your quarantine nickname is how you feel right now, plus the last thing you ate out of the cupboard. So for me, it would be sleepy coconut yogurt. Hi.
Huh. Okay, so how am I feeling right now? Well, we just got done talking to Keith, so I feel excited. So excited Mott's.
Excited fruit snacks.
Snacks. Did I do that right?
Nice to meet you, excited fruit snacks. The next one I'm going to be looking at, and by the way, all of these will be linked below if you are tuning in for our audio version of this podcast. Yeah, they'll all be linked below so you can see what your name is, and then you can share it with us in the comments or our DMs. The second one is going to be from KS 107.5. I don't know what radio station that is. Sorry. It is, what is your quarantine rap name? Okay.
Ooh, my name's Lamont and I'm so hot.
All right. And that was the song by ASAP Stay Home.
All right, let's do this. So Leah, you were born in February.
Uh-huh.
And you were born on the 28th.
Mm-hmm. I am Kid Purell.
Nice.
Clean.
Do you remember my birthday, Leah?
Yeah, I said that you were ASAP Stay Home.
Oh, I was ASAP Stay Home. Oh, I got it. That makes sense. Why you said what you said. Okay, cool. Yeah.
So our next one is by the Facebook page Flyball Agility Maritime Express. Again, don't know what that is. What is your pet's quarantine name?
Oh, I don't have a pet, Leah.
Well, we can use my pet.
Okay.
Okay, so his name is Koa, and he was born in May. So Koa's name is Fuzzy Butt Sniffer. Oh, Fuzzy Butt Sniffer.
Did he look at you?
No. What are you talking about? All right, Fuzzy Butt Sniffer. Okay, this next one is also from another radio station that I don't know, Country 106.5, WYRK. Give them a listen, whoever they are. Your quarantine name is the last thing you ate and your high school mascot. So for me, that would be coconut yogurt cardinal. I don't like that one. Doesn't
so
really
mine
flow.
Would be Mott's assorted fruit snacks. Nice.
I don't think this one works very well. Next one is from Doppler.com. Your quarantine alcoholic name is your first name followed by your last name.
Oh, Lamont Damon. Okay.
I don't think he gets it.
No, I get it. It's stupid. Let's go to the next one.
All right, the next one. Your quarantine superhero name by a person on Reddit named Matt Shorley. First letter of your first name. So Lord. First letter of your last name. Drunk.
Oh, that's lovely. So my alcoholic name is Lamont Damon, and then now
Lord's drunk.
Sir Lord Drunk.
Okay.
What about you, Leah?
For me, it is
Oh,
Lady Neptizo.
I have no idea what a Neptizo is. Look it up quickly.
Should I? I'm worried that is a bad thing and we shouldn't be saying it. I didn't check. What are these?
Censor.
What is Neptizo?
I have no idea. Nepotism. I don't know.
I have no idea what that means. So, yeah. What is your quarantine name? Brought to us by today's warm 106.9 Shelly Hart. Another radio station. A lot of radio stations, I guess.
First initial of your first name and then your birth month.
Okay. Lamont, who are you?
Social distancing. L is social distancing. And I was born in August. Monkey. I'm a social distancing monkey.
So my name would be social distancing puppy. I can work with that. I guess that's cute. Yeah, it's cute. All right. So the last one I've also seen going around Facebook is quarantine house. Quarantine houses. So they give you 4 different options and each of them have different categories and you're supposed to choose which house you would prefer to be in during quarantine. So this one that we're looking at now contains a bunch of what are they? Celebrities.
Yes. So Leah, who's in house 1?
In house 1, we have Justin Bieber. Why'd I say that way? Justin Bieber, Will Ferrell, Kylie Jenner, Dr. Phil, and Mindy Kaling. In house 2, we have Reese Witherspoon, Lin-Manuel Miranda, Miley Cyrus, Quentin Tarantino, and Chrissy Teigen. House 3, David Blaine, Kanye West, Billie Eilish, Taylor Swift, and Oprah. House 4, we have Meghan Markle, Demi Lovato, Tina Fey, George Clooney, and Dave Chappelle. House 5, Jennifer Lopez, LeBron James, Gordon Ramsay, Post Malone, Jennifer Aniston. And in House 6, Beyonce, Ellen DeGeneres, Chris Hemsworth, Emma Watson, and Britney Spears.
Wow.
House 6 sounds very nice.
Wait, so are we only choosing one house or we're choosing...
You can only choose one house, Lamont. You can only choose one house.
So what house are you choosing, Leah?
I was really pushing for house 2 because I feel like it'd be really fun.
Quentin Tarantino.
But
Reese Witherspoon. That's actually a really good house, I think.
You know what? I'm just gonna go with house 2. House 6 would be a backup if I got evicted from house 2, though.
Well, you know where I'm going.
House 6.
I'm going to house 6. Beyonce's there. Like, why would I go to house 6?
That also sounds like a really fun house. Beyonce, Ellen, and Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah. So, Keith, thank you again for coming on, talking with me, myself, and Leah. It was so wonderful to connect with you.
Mm-hmm.
Also, do you have anything coming up that we should know about?
No, man. Anything coming up? Let me see. Well, I would say in the next March. So I'm gonna continue right now on my podcast. What I'm doing, getting the perspective of like the spouse, like living with a person that's dealing with any type of mental health disorders or whatever. So you can go listen to that. I think it's important to give them a platform to speak on their experience with dealing with somebody with mental health issues or whatever it may be. So I think that's the biggest thing that I got coming up. That's the biggest thing.
All right. Looking forward to that. That sounds very interesting.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye out for that for sure.
Definitely.
All right. Well, that's it, guys. Thanks for listening.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it so much.
You are a survivor. Look how far you've made it. Don't give up now. It's so important that we understand that life isn't about what we're given. It's what we create, what we conquer, and what we aim to achieve. You got this. And that's today's life lesson.